Hi, it's me again. For the video the video you never asked for. I just got out of work. I'm taking out the dog, Zuzu. Love her. She's an angel. I'm an angel. You're an angel. You're an angel. And that's the T. Here is the motherfucking T. You're an angel. We're all an angel. Anyway, for this video, I just wanted to, I know that there's a lot of people that have either applied for nursing school or are thinking about applying to nursing school, or are just waiting for their applications probably, most likely, and are stressed out. And you know, it's okay, been there, done that. If it makes you feel better, I applied 2 days before the application was due because I switched to nursing last minute because I wanted to, I don't know. I think if you're thinking about nursing, you gotta ask yourself why. You know, ask yourself why. Because when they interview you, they're gonna ask that. And if all you have to say is, oh, I wanna help people. Everybody wants to help people, like, might wanna work on that, Karen. For me, I switched to nursing school because being in the medical field, I learned that I'm just a people person. I love people. I love talking. And I wanted to do more patient interaction, as well as move higher up in the education when I felt like it. So if you don't know, nursing, to get a nursing degree, that's a bachelor's degree. Surprise, it's a bachelor's degree. But then you can get your master's, you can get your, where's the lights? I'm trying to find the lights. I don't know where the lights are. Susan, do you know where the lights are? They like disappeared. They took the light switch off. Okay, I'll just sit here in the hallway. Maybe right here. Here's Zuzu, by the way. Say hi, Zuzu. She's kind of crazy, but we love her. She's a grandma. Yeah, it's a bachelor's degree. You can get your master's, your PhD, and your DNP, which is a doctorate in nurse practitioner. Basically, kind of like a PA, a physician assistant, but they get paid better, and I don't know, they're the best. But anyway, that's kind of why I wanted to do nursing. I just kind of wanted to do more people-oriented stuff. I wanted to really be there to support patients and support family members as well, because as we know, when somebody's sick, not only is that a burden for the patient, but that's also a burden on the family and caretakers. You never know. So that's why I switched to nursing, and I also know that I am an ambitious, lovely basket of I don't even know what kind of basket I am. A fruit basket. Anyway, I know that eventually I want to get my higher education and stuff, and maybe a PhD or DNP, maybe a master's, not really sure. Still thinking about that. I'm right now just getting through every day with nursing school. So really think about why you want to get into nursing school. And then once you've formulated something that's not just, I want to help people, because that's not a valid reason. You need something more. You need something more. And you really got to dig deep and think about it. Really think about it. Really, like, explore it. And that's really good to do by getting your clinical experience, volunteering, shadowing, being a CNA or just a aide at a nursing home. That really lets you see different aspects of healthcare, get some experience, really interact with patients, healthcare providers of different professions, and really explore why you want to be a nurse. And that's the first step. First step of anything to do with applying to nursing school is coming up with a reason why, because eventually they'll ask you that. The second thing is prereqs. Know the prereqs for the program you're applying to. And do those prereqs. Usually that's done your first year and a half of your undergrad. Do so in ahead of time, so that way you apply with all the prereqs that you need. You know, some require you to do like intro to writing and biology, anatomy and physiology, chemistry classes, you know, all the good stuff, all the stuff that we love. Do we? I'm kidding. Liberal arts colleges, we love them. So get your prereqs in. After your prereqs, that's, you know, the basics. Next is GPA requirements, and every school is different. Some require a minimum of 3.0, some, you know, 3.5 and above just to be considered. So kind of look into your school and see what GPA you need. Also look at your GPA. Where is your GPA standing at? Is it kind of like underneath a bridge dying, or is it like all the way up there in a castle, you know, with the tiara? And just taking into consideration that GPA and grades don't make a nurse. Really doesn't. Really good clinical, critical thinking, bedside manners, being able to build rapport and interact with your patients, good communication skills, really being able to work with interdisciplinary health professions, because you get to work with so many different people, not just a doctor. You got to work with a social worker, case manager, your aides, your PAs, your MDs, and NPs, and your NDs, and oh, not NDs. We don't do NDs in this house. DOs. NDs, by the way, are naturopathic doctors. They don't. That's a taboo in the medical field. I do like natural medicine stuff, but NDs are. Anyway, now I'm getting off track. So I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Oh yeah, grades don't make a nurse. So just look at your GPA, and as well as look at everything else that you have to give when you do your application, which comes to my third thing, is your CV and resume. When you apply, you gotta show them why. Why me? Why me? Why should they take their time to interview me? Why should they even consider me? And that's really important, because if you have a low GPA, you know, kind of on the low aspect, but you have all this clinical experience or volunteering stuff or things on your resume, you can give them saying, hey, I'm a leader, I'm ambitious, I have character, accept me. That's really important to think about. So just think about that. The last thing that two more. I think you probably most likely will have to do an essay. I had to do an essay. I had to go in a room, 50 minutes, write, I think it was 250, 300 character max, a little tiny letter of why I wanted to be a nurse. And that's why I told you in the beginning, think about why you want to be a nurse, because you're going to end up either interviewing and talking to somebody about it, or you're going to be writing a letter about it, or a little short statement about it. And that's really important, because it does show you not only why you want to be a nurse, but it shows the people interviewing you and reviewing your application who you are. It's a good way to individualize yourself, as well as in the interview. Interviews are very great to individualize yourself, to really leave an impression. You're gonna walk in there and you're gonna take your stamp and you're gonna stamp them with your initials, and you're gonna be like, bam, now you know me. You're welcome. So interviews are very important, because they also individualize you from others. It makes you less of a number and more of a person, and really leaving a good impression is really important, because you're gonna more likely have somebody want to have you in their program if you leave a good impression. So those are the things that you need to think about if you're applying to nursing school. Some tips. I'm gonna give you some tips. I'm 23 years old. I'm kind of old, kind of not. Kind of old compared to some people in my program. My program has like 19, 20-year-olds. Love them. I'm kind of in the younger, old age group. You know, there's some people in my program that are over 30, you know, but I'm like I'm the youngest of the oldest in our group in my cohort at nursing school. And, I have some, some good things to give you. So I'm going to give you the good stuff. And the good stuff is that if you can early on get clinical experience, please do so. If you have opportunities that you can take to give you experience, not just clinical, but to also build on your leadership skills or management skills, anything like that, do it. Do it. Anything that you can use that will build you as a person and your character, and that you can use in your interviews and you're writing your essay, do so. Okay. And some great examples are maybe volunteering at a nonprofit or Foods Basket, even volunteering at a hospital, being a CNA or just a nurse aide at a retirement home. If you can get your CNA license, do so. I wish in high school I took this CNA class at KCTC that you could do for free, and I would have gotten my CNA license, but I didn't. Instead, I ended up doing emergency medical scribing at St. Mercy. I was a farm tech. I did my training and got my license, certification at Walgreens and Myers. With that license, I probably could apply to the hospital, which is actually one of the best places you could be a farm tech, because you're not in retail anymore. Now you're in a clinical setting, and they do a lot of like really interesting things in the pharmacy at the hospital, such as if I was a farm tech, I could be able to do like preparing chemo medications at the hospital, because you have to prepare some of those. I did a psychiatric technician job at Pine Rest, a psychiatric facility. I did some internships at the hospital. I know one thing I did was like a hand hygiene auditor at Bronson, and that I did for a year and a half, and that was amazing. I got to go to different departments and audit different departments for hand hygiene compliance, and I loved it. I loved it a lot. I loved all my clinical experience a lot, and I did a lot of other different things too for leadership. I volunteered at a nonprofit, at a food pantry, and a community resource center. I also did research in my previous years as well, and that was really good too. If you could do research, do it. And research isn't just science based. I did anthropology and food for my research with two different professors for a couple of years. So there's a lot of different places and areas you can do research. You can do psychology, sociology, anthropology. Probably liberal arts has research, but that depends on your school, the schools around you. You could do REUs for the summer as well, and you can get some research experience with that, because that's really great. All that stuff shows that you can be put into a setting. You are able to have the autonomy to give yourself a task and really micromanage your task, and really be able to do things independently aside from the tasks you're supposed to do, and really critical think and apply all that you learned plus in those settings. So just some things to think about. I would also think about when you're interviewing. Now, I don't really know much, but I don't know much about the girls, because obviously I'm not a girl. Because I dress like a guy, most of the time. Debatable. But really, when you go in the interview, do yourself a favor. Don't bring a water bottle. Try to be as impressive as possible, but just don't bring anything extra that you don't need to do. Leave your phone in the car, because that'll be the least distracting thing ever. If you just leave your phone in your car, just leave it in your car, please. Don't bring your water bottle. Just don't. They'll probably have a cup and some waters that you can get. Water bottles just get in the way, and then you have to grab it, and then if you have to shake somebody's hand, and just don't. It's really good. I like to bring a professional binder just to hold onto and make me look really professional. Most of the time I just have blank paper in there and a pen to just draw while I'm waiting. But just holding a really professional binder just makes you look like legit. If you can wear one of those tie holders. It's like a little pin that holds the tie right here. Just do so. It'll make you look really bougie. Wear black and neutral colors. Like, just don't be extra. Just don't wow them with your personality, not your outfit. Just try to look as professional as possible. I wore a blue shirt and black pants, and that was fine. Just don't wear anything that if you sweat, you will see those sweat marks. So just stay away from white. For the love of God, just stay away from white. Plus, nobody likes white. But yeah, those are just some tips. As far as I can think of, at least. Shadowing would be really cool, actually. I didn't really do shadowing, but that's because I got a whole bunch of clinical experience anyway, so I didn't really need to shadow at that point. But if you can shadow, do so. I think also maybe connecting with the nursing schools, professors or advisors, and just asking them questions and just throwing your foot in there, that networking, it'll make you look good, because when they review the applications, they'll be like, oh, this is that person that asked me this question. We're gonna give her a chance. Let's give her an interview, or him, or they, them, or whatever you identify as. No discrimination. Yeah. Also, brush your teeth. Nobody likes stinky breath when interviewing. Trust me, nobody does. I don't. Probably you don't. Your mom doesn't when you kiss her on the cheek. So I don't think anybody interviewing is gonna like you having a stinky breath. So just don't chew gum either while you're waiting. Just don't. Save yourself some trouble. Don't chew gum. I think also having strong recommendation letters, if your facility requires that, I would do so. For recommendation letters, I would contact people probably a month or two in advance, most likely half a year, and then contact them again to remind them that you need a recommendation letter. Recommendation letters in people that are higher positions, don't ask recommendation letters from your friend or your coworker. Like, you need somebody that's all the way up there, like a manager or some kind of executive, I don't know. Somebody with position that can really vouch for you and you've known for a long time. Professors work too. So just keep some of those things in mind. I know it's tough. I know it's rough. I know that when I applied, I was really nervous because I'm not really the strongest with my grades. But it was really encouraging that I had people tell me that grades don't make the nurse, and it is so much true. Just because you have a 4.0 does not mean you are good at bedside manners, and for the love of God, there are some people that do not have bedside manners that are nurses, and they're probably smart, but they don't have really good bedside manners. So just keep in mind the population you're working with, what you'll be doing, because I don't want you to go into nursing and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to interact with people. Well, I mean, then you chose the wrong profession, because that's kind of your job as a nurse. I mean, you're really, really there for the patient and the family, and different providers. So if you don't like talking to people, interacting with people, maybe you should just be a lab tech or a farm tech. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but really just make sure you apply knowing that that's the profession you want to do, and just don't be discouraged if you don't get in the first time. Take it as a sign that maybe you need to mature more, work on some things, and take the steps that you need to do it. Get some more clinical experience, get your GPA up, do whatever you need to do, and then reapply again. I know some people in my program that applied several times and then eventually got in, and they're amazing people, like such good potential nurses, so good. So don't be discouraged, please don't. I know I was discouraged because like I said, I applied 2 days before the application. My GPA isn't that great, and I'm really happy and glad that my program and my university gave me the opportunity to let me be a nursing student, because I freaking love it. I love it, and I'm really glad I got the opportunity. So you'll get yours. Don't be discouraged, and just know that it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Especially if you're waiting. If you're hearing this and you're waiting, it'll be okay. You'll be okay. I was okay. My nursing friends were okay. You'll be fine. And if you don't make it, just try again. Okay? Well, I'll be going. I have to sleep and then study for pharmacology because a nursing student is never not free or not studying. Love you and take care. Bye.